Hello, Chad Murray, Worldview and Identity, Week 1 discussion on Sire's Universe Next Door, fundamental worldview questions, 8 of them. So the book itself hit me right out of the blocks. The author comparing the two poems, one about the coldness of the natural universe, comparing it to the comforting, secure Christian worldview. And the reason why it really struck me is I first read this book when I was a teenager, back when I knew everything. And back then, the answers to these questions were simple. Just rattle them off top of my head. I guess now things have gotten a little more murkier. Maybe I just don't think about them anymore. Too busy thinking about what I feel is important, and maybe that's a good purpose for why we should read this book, why it's relevant to our lives, because maybe what we believe is important is not so much. The questions themselves are short and far-reaching. I really couldn't think of anything the author left out if we're just going to the fundamental building blocks on how we see reality. It's right there in question 1. What is it? What's real? And goes into why. One thought that kept popping in my head is, wouldn't it be important to know how someone came to the answer that they gave when considering a worldview? But I guess if you just decompose the answer a little bit further, you would get to that. Or, as the author said, our worldview can be, I'm going to use the wrong word for it, articulated as a story. And the hows and the whys, the influences would definitely come out in that. Family, culture, religion, the what's behind the answers. A surprising question to me was the meaning of human history. When I first read that question, I was like, well, what does that even mean? But I looked ahead a little bit, first chapter, and got the Christian perspective from the author on that, and made a little more sense. So I'm guessing we're going towards our views on destiny and where we fit into the big picture, and how that forms our view of the world. And then another thought that I thought maybe could be improved is, like, none of us our worldviews aren't cookie cutter. We don't fit into the whateverist worldview that the author expands on. But he clarified that with the question number 8. So how we show our commitment to the answers in the other 7 questions. So overall, I'm very curious to see who came up with additions. Very, like I said before, very far-reaching. Made me definitely think of where my priorities are at. Just thinking about how would I answer in them. The inconsistency that the author expressed in the book, that our worldviews would be inconsistent, is like, I know how I view the world, but ask me any of these questions, and I'm going to have to sit here for a half an hour to even give you a basic answer. So, yeah, I think I'm going to enjoy the next 6 weeks. Look forward to your guys' responses. Thanks for answering. Bye.